What if you could add repeat, recurring, reliable, every single month revenue to your real estate business, your real estate team, without selling real estate? Now, I'm not saying you don't sell real estate, but in addition to selling homes, earning commissions, earning fees, earning retainers, however you get paid per sale. What if you had reliable every single month income from your business that was not from selling those houses? Well, you can, and I'll show you how. Hey folks, I'm Todd Tramonte, and this is Commissioned. I'm a real estate team leader and broker and owner of this real estate business right here in Dallas-Fort Worth, Texas. I've been doing this for well over 20 years. We sell hundreds of houses every year for millions of dollars in commission income. And I'm really, really, really proud to say that the agents on our team have incredible lives and have the opportunity to build the lives they want within the businesses they want within our business. And we also coach agents all over North America to do the same. And I've got Grady Dill right here with me right now.
What's up?
Who helps me run Real Estate Growth Systems and coach agents all over North America to do this exact thing. Now, not everybody adds this additional revenue stream, but I think many, many, many teams and highly successful agents can and should. And so we're going to get into how to do that here in just a minute. But just to be clear, here's what we're talking about. Many agents, especially successful solo agents with a little bit of help or scaling teams, and even some pretty nice sized brokerages, are living and dying with their real estate sales pipeline. The vast majority of them on percentage commissions, eat what you kill. When we sell, we earn commissions, and when we earn commissions, that's our sole source of revenue. So we either have to learn and attempt and fight and try to have consistent production, or we have to do something I've recommended it for years and still do, which is build cash reserves so we can create a consistent lifestyle, even though we might not have perfectly consistent commission income. So all that's great, all that's wise, all that's healthy. It's generally normal. I'm here to tell you that you can supplement that, if not dramatically increase that, with repeat recurring revenue from other sources other than selling homes or representing buyers and earning commission. So I think I've said that enough times, clearly enough, that we can dive in. I do want to give you a couple of principles quickly before I give you some how-tos and some specifics, but I'm going to give you some very specific things you can do. So hang with us. Don't you be running away. Now, if you already know, like, I want to talk about implementing this in my business, you can click a link below this video or anywhere near this audio, and you can grab a quick 15 or 20 minute conversation with me. No charge whatsoever. As long as I have availability remaining for the week on my calendar, you can claim 15 or 20 minutes of it. We'll just talk about how to implement this or anything you want in your business. Obviously, if you want to discuss something more than that, coaching or coming to an event or being a guest at our mastermind, we can talk about that too. But I'll give you 15 or 20 minutes just to chat about implementing this or anything else in your real estate business. Right now, just click that link and grab some time. The first principle I want to give you is you need to leverage your assets. And most team leaders and residential business owners, residential real estate sales business owners, don't really think of a lot of assets in their business. A lot of people, especially the older among us, think of assets as physical assets, inventoried assets, right? And in real estate, you might think, I've got some signs, I've got some lock boxes, maybe I've got a computer, I don't have that many assets. And I'm here to tell you, we've done a whole other podcast already on critical assets of your business. So go check out that episode of Commissioned. I don't remember which one it was, but it was 4 or 5 or 6 episodes back about the critical assets of a real estate business. But as an example, you might have an incredible video that consistently generates listings for you in your business. Maybe it's 2 a month, maybe it's 3 a year, but whatever it is, that's an asset of your business. You might also have events that attract hundreds of people multiple times a year. That is an asset in your business. So number one is you need to leverage your assets. You also have to value your assets. You have to identify and acknowledge your assets. So that's a big step here. We've already done that episode, so I'm not going to go way down the rabbit hole there. If you got questions, Grady, feel free to pepper them, but you got to leverage and value your assets. The second principle here is that you need to be a real business. And what I mean by that is real businesses have systems and they have structure. They often have partnerships, and I don't necessarily mean equity partners, but they work with other businesses to create mutual success. You might call that a partnership or a campaign, a partnered campaign, or even a joint venture. But I'm not necessarily saying like we have 50-50 business ownership or we have a joint venture agreement, document, entity. I'm saying, hey, there's two businesses that could both benefit from one outcome. Let's work together to create that outcome. And sometimes you'll see this at a massive global level where two globally known brands may partner together on something. Other times it's where one local business, has a bunch of relationships, but doesn't really have something to sell, and someone else has something to sell, and they may give them an affiliate income for helping them access their audience or something. Back in the day, Pepsi used to go to like big water parks and do like their big Pepsi challenge, So they were getting access to that one business's audience to sell or at least introduce them and brand their product. And I'm sure there was an exchange of value there. Hey, we'll pay to be able to get in front of your audience, right? So that's one example. In smaller businesses compared to Pepsi, of course, businesses like ours, that may be you offering some education to somebody else's client base about when they move or buy or sell or when they hire, how they can acquire real estate. You could partner with a ministry, a nonprofit in that way. Those are just some quick examples of how you can be a real business and not just do everything yourself all the time because you think you have to, or you think you need to, or you haven't thought about ways you could mutually benefit from working with others. Real businesses have real partnerships, real campaigns, real co-campaigns, real joint ventures, and things like that.
How would a strategic partnership compare against just like a regular sponsorship?
I'll go ahead and answer it. I was going to go through the rest of our principles and answer it, but let's just get some value here. Okay, so a sponsorship is I pay you and then you're done. You don't really care, right? So like you have a little league team and I paid to get my name on the banner or on the back of the jerseys and like, great, sold, done. You paid for a sponsorship. I gave you the sponsorship. Like, hope it works out for you.
But the strategic partnership would be like your Pepsi
We're
story.
mutually committed to earning success. And honestly, the Pepsi at the water park thing is not necessarily like the water park is not necessarily all that committed. But the ones I'm familiar with over the years were like annual, year after year, and they wanted it to continue to work together because they wanted to continue working together. Now, and a good sponsorship might do that, but a joint venture may be like, hey, we both have a stated desired outcome at the end, and we're both actively invested in this campaign. So it's not like I didn't just sell you placement. I'm working to engage my audience for your benefit, and I'm over here working to engage your audience for this benefit. And when I benefit, you benefit. And when you benefit, I benefit, instead of like...
It's like the Dr. Pepper competition at bowl games. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, they go do the halftime shows and the timeout shows.
Never talks about it.
Yeah. So if Dr. Pepper genuinely cares about education for kids, then yeah, we both win. If they're like, I don't freaking care, I just want to sell drinks. Or if the college is like, we don't care if anyone buys Dr. Pepper, we just wanted to sell you that placement, then it's more of a sponsorship and less of a... We both benefit. We win when each other wins. We lose when each other loses. In a sponsorship, you could give me money and benefit nothing, and I won, but you lost. So joint venture partnership at least is intended to be like, hey, when we win, we both win. A couple other quick principles, and then we can circle back to some how-tos, how we can implement this in our business. Stop playing small, right? So a lot of small businesses are like, I'm a small business. I don't do things like that, right? Nobody else is looking out for me. I do one thing. I sell houses. I make money when I sell houses, and that's all I do. Like, that's the one thing I do. Well, maybe you are capable of doing more than one thing. Maybe it would benefit your clients, your agents, your family, your community if you did more than one thing. So stop playing small. You have to value your effort. All the work you're doing probably has more value and benefit than only selling houses. Value your brand. The respect and the trust that you've built probably has more value than only generating home buyers and home sellers. Value the trust that you've built. Value the results that you've already created and established. And of course, value the relationships that you're building to get buyer and seller clients and to care for your clients and to love on them genuinely over years. But a lot of those things you built, the brand, the access that you have, the relationships, the trust that you've built is really, really valuable to other people also in a way that would benefit, your relationships, your brand, the access to the people and the things that you have. So don't play small, be a real business, leverage, value, and understand your assets. And then you can do this. Let me give you the quick, simple example that I want to use, and then we can go into some other questions if you want. Who benefits when you benefit? So ask yourself that. If I generate it, let's just use a home buyer as an example. I find a buyer. They trust me. They follow my guidance. They buy a house. They close. They fund. They move in. They're very happy. Who else benefits when that happens? Obvious answer. Okay, a mortgage lender would benefit from that. Okay, great. Is there an opportunity for me to generate repeat recurring revenue from a lender? Okay, well, RESPA is a thing, so let's be careful. But hypothetically, that lender might say, hey, it's worth X amount per month for me to help you generate more of those leads. And then you can't require those people to use me as a lender, but you could introduce them to me and you could tell them what I have to offer. You could tell them why you like me and that our rates are favorable and that we educate and that we're quick to respond and we're honest and ethical and we have a long track record. Great. That would be worth something to me. I could spend that money with you and add it on to what you're already spending. And so I get more than my dollar for dollar benefit. Or I could go think small, do my own thing, and go spend my marketing budget all by myself to try to find a lot of the exact same people. Or we could put it together, double up. Now we both get the compounding benefit of both of our budgets. And when you get a client, I usually get a client. And when I get a client, you often get a client. And so we win together. Okay. But I'll pay you every month. We'll do a 1-year agreement or a 2-year agreement or a 18-month or 30-month agreement or whatever. And now I know that I can trust that every single month for a year or 2 years or 3 years or whatever that is. So yes, that's recurring revenue to me. Now, I'm probably not treating that as bottom line profit. I'm using it in this example as additional marketing. But if I'm doing that with any effectiveness, if I'm adding it onto something that's already proven, whether that's internet leads or event leads or mailers or whatever, then I'm highly likely to create more revenue, have a lower total marketing cost. Therefore, I do increase my profit. And of course, if we go get a bunch of new business, we should both increase our profit. So that's one way and one person that I could get repeat recurring monthly revenue from to have a little bit more stable, more profitable business. Now take anyone else from a real estate transaction that would benefit when you get a buyer. Maybe insurance, maybe home inspector, maybe appraiser, maybe handyman, painter, carpet cleaning, a home warranty company, locksmith. You can just keep going way down the list. Some it's worth more than others, but you might be able right now, I would argue that if you've got a fairly productive team, there's a very good chance you could go get somewhere between $1,000 and $10,000 every single month, repeat, recurring, long-term, reliable revenue added to your business without selling any more houses. Now, if you do that, there's a good chance you will sell more houses because you'll get to do more marketing. You'll have more brand presence. You'll have more people focused on winning together. But that's one way. So that's what I would call a marketing partnership. Now, hear me very clearly. You need to be legally compliant in your state with your real estate rules and your local municipality. And of course, all the national real estate laws and RESPA and all fair housing and all those things. So that goes without saying, but there, I said it. That's one way, a transactional marketing partner. Now, I don't want to spend a lot of time on this, but I do want to open people's minds to some other ways. Just think about licensing some asset that you have. Maybe you've built, a technology that helps you in your business. Maybe it's just a really cool, super effective landing page. For the sake of today's episode, I'll say that. Like you built an awesome landing page and it just works. And you could replicate it and license it to somebody else in a different business or industry. But you're just not thinking that way because you're thinking, I sell houses. But if you started to think about the assets of your business, that landing page has been working for years. It's really good. It's better than almost anybody's landing. It gets a better click-through rate, and a better conversion, a better retention. People stay on it longer view duration for videos on that page, whatever. You might say to somebody like, hey, I built this landing page. It's proven to be really, really successful. I could replicate that for you. And for $100 a month, you can use your own version, right? How many times could you do that? Without necessarily starting a new business. Now, maybe you could, but you might generate another $1,000 a month or so from an asset of your business that has nothing to do with selling houses, that stabilizes your business, creates more revenue, more consistency, a little bit better sleep at night, the ability to weather some storms or invest in growth from revenue that's not from selling houses. It's also probably no additional cost incurred with that revenue. So it's a significant increase in your profit in your business. Now, I could give you 1,000 other examples of something you might have that you could earn revenue from. I'm not going to just spend a ton of time with a million examples, but you could write a book that helps promote your business and generate leads for your business and get revenue from selling that book. Now, that's not necessarily reliable every single month, repeat recurring, but it is repeating and recurring over time. Every time a book sells, 1 a month, 2 a month, 10 a quarter. Maybe you got a really, really, really great book and it's 100 a week, whatever that is. That's just one more. That would be like royalty income, obviously. One more way to do it. So there's a lot of ways to do it. The biggest thing I can say to you is if you have a mature solo business or better, meaning like you have an independent solo production business, but you have a little bit of help. And so it's mature in that it's sustaining itself. Or you have a team that's scaling okay, or a team that's scaling really well, or a brokerage that's really consistent with revenue and profit. Then you have these assets, you have these relationships, you have access that is worth real ethical dollars to somebody else. The last thing I think I'm going to say on this for creating recurring revenue that can sustain and grow and increase the profit of your business and make it a better, more valuable, more fun business for you is that a lot of people in our industry, back to the point about thinking small, they're confusing ethics with playing small. And they're like, man, I don't know, that doesn't feel right. And they've treated real estate like this shake everybody's hand in the neighborhood, warm and fuzzy. I owe it to everybody to do everything for free and just to give, and only make money when we sell houses. No other healthy, mature business works that way. Just none of them. Really good, healthy, sustainable, mature businesses are looking to get value out of their assets, out of their systems, out of their relationships, out of their waste even. There's whole businesses that have been created from monetizing the waste of other businesses. So it is both ethical and appropriate and smart. And I say not critical to survival, but critical to really thriving and maximizing your effort, the business you're building, your intellect, your creativity, and of course, like I was saying, your assets. So I think you should, and I think you can add recurring revenue, reliable, repeating recurring revenue to your business in addition to selling houses. And I'd be happy to help you do that. If you want to jump on the call or Zoom for 15 or 20 minutes and talk about what are some assets in your business that this could work for? What are some relationships? Are you at the right scale yet to do this? How could you document it? I can't do all that for you, but I can point you in the direction of how, and you could consult with an attorney to confirm. So grab some free time. I love to do this, so I offer it for free. Obviously, some of those conversations later turn into coaching or attending an event or our mastermind group, but it's okay if they don't. If you're not ready for that, that's fine. We can talk about how to benefit and grow your business right now. No cost to you, no obligation. You don't have to sign anything. Just click the link near this video or near this audio or in the email where somebody shared this with you, and I'd be happy to, as long as I have time left on my calendar, to spend 15 or 20 minutes with you talking about how to implement this into your business. And then if you want to talk more about coaching or mastermind or an event, I'd be happy to talk to you about that as well. Hey, I hope there was a ton of value in this for you. If you didn't get a lot of value, I'm going to go out on a limb and say you missed it, because there was great value in this. There's great value in this concept. It's very rare in our industry, and I want you to benefit, and I want your family and your community to benefit from the joy and the profit that comes with this. I will see you on the next episode.